Good morning, everybody. Yes, coming up to the end of the loop, coming up to the end of the Friday loop, and there's the legend in the comments. The legend himself, Adam Holroyd, joining us this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, the OG. What's going on, Holroyd? I don't even know what to say to you right now except two words. Two words, brother. Ears up, look at me. Thank you. I opened up my inbox yesterday, saw a little note, and it said, hey, Adam bought a hat. Dude, I would be lying to you if it didn't bring emotion to my eyes. It's just a weird, it is an interesting experience doing what I'm doing right now and showing and having folks show the appreciation the way that you guys do. So I just sincerely want to say thank you to you, Adam Holroyd. I appreciate you, brother, so much. All right, guys, coming up on the show today, we got a guest. Jimmy, I don't think he's showing up. I'm just saying, we got guys that show up early, guys that don't show up, guys that hang out, think they can do it all. Well, he's supposed to be here in about 12 minutes. I'm not even gonna say his name because if he doesn't show up, I don't want to embarrass the guy. Just a reminder, Jimmy. Just a reminder, everybody. This is an R-rated experience. I was about to drop the F-bomb, but I had to warn you first. R-rated show, true story. Coming up this morning in the lab, we're talking a bunch of fun things. We got a packed show examining why the morning accountability challenge is taking social media by storm. I got to tell you guys, I didn't know anything about this until I did a little bit of research this morning. And apparently there's an accountability challenge. I thought it was Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, but apparently not. So we're going to talk about that coming up this morning on the show. Plus, we're diving deep into the controversial skinny talk. Yeah, it's fucking TikTok skinny talk. People are just trying to get super skinny. And exploring the fascinating warrior paradox. And guys, I remind you, do not hit the snooze button. We are the anti-snooze show. You hit that snooze button, you are going to be 9 minutes behind the guy who has not. We got John Andersen joining us from home, it looks like, at the stand-up. I suspect there's going to be a cigar lit, some smoke billowing through the air. And I believe Marty's getting it after it in Maryland today. So it's going to be the Keith Johnny show. We might have a couple special guests dropping through. But for the most part, it is a free-for-all Friday. Gonna have some fun conversations, catch up for the week, get after it. And hey guys, listen, before we dive in, hit the subscribe button, smash the like, and tell your friends about the best morning show around called Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. We're out there helping you start your day. Real talk, zero fluff, and just the right amount of caffeine-fueled wisdom. Jimmy, let's get it started, brother. What's going on, pal? Good to have you here this morning. Good to see you this morning. I love seeing you standing up with the cigar smoke billowing, and I can see you're back in California. How was the drive home yesterday?
It was a son of a bitch, man. Jesus Christ. The way down there was a bitch. The way back was a bitch. Oh my God.
Did you have problems at the border again or what?
Dude, I had problems with the border, had problems with the fucking vehicle.
Oh,
I mean, Jesus Christ, the fucking vehicle started overheating, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here, man?
Oh, hold on, Johnny. Before we get into it, man, I got to tell you, before you got on the show, I was having a bet with the crew behind the scenes here whether our guest was going to show up, Kenneth Lo. And I had the bet on the horse that he was going to have troubles and not show up, but dude, he's in the green room. He's on the green on both sides. Like he's on the vertical and the horizontal. I think he might be pulling through, brother. I think he might be a horse worth betting on, pal.
And is he actually... Have they sound checked him? So was he all the way in, or does he just appear to be?
I can see him working on it right now, so it might be good. But we got Kenneth Lo joining us on the center stage coming up here. But Johnny, tell me about the experience, man. So first of all, you were driving the Panamera home. What were you driving home? No, the Jeep.
No, new fucking Jeep, dude.
Oh yeah.
It's not new, but it's fairly
what
new.
Happened?
You know.
What happened?
You tell me. I don't know. If I knew, I would be able to fix the problem. Jesus Christ, dude.
So were you caught on the road somewhere or what?
I mean, so basically, just we get there's no issues till we get up into the coming across the border.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the temperature gauge just fucking shoots through the roof.
Uh-oh.
Like, what the fuck?
Uh-oh.
And we're sitting still.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, at least when you're driving, at least you're getting the air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're sitting still. So we turned off the air conditioner and we got it to recover. But every time we tried to turn on some bit of air,
yeah,
things started to overheat again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's fucking 100 degrees outside. And the fucking dogs are like in the back just panting up.
Away.
I'm fucking sweating fucking bullets.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, not only does this suck, but I'm sitting there going, you know, this is a vehicle that it was well maintained. It was like a selected vehicle. And now what's going on here? So anyway, I finally get up to the front, right? And I knew going across was going to be a little bit of a challenge because it's temporary registration. So they're like, of course, they want to know that you're. I know they're going to have to check the VIN and make sure that you didn't boost the car. And I knew all that, but I'm sure that I get up there and I visibly look shaken. I'm fucking sweating. Well,
right off the bat, they're seeing you and they're having a judgment because they're seeing a big dude
and they're like,
thinking, oh, he's nervous, he's hiding something, which is why he's sweating,
sweating profusely, right? You
got guilty written all over you, right?
Yeah, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, and then remember the fucking tag is written wrong, so that so it's like this is just go. And so the guy there, he like it's like I don't know. He thought he was going to be a hero, right? So he's just like he's like, oh, this isn't going to work. I'm like, sure, I've got all the paperwork for he doesn't want to hear a word I'm saying. He thinks I'm a criminal. Thinks I'm a criminal.
100% he does. So right off, he's already made his judgment.
Yeah. So he sends me into secondary.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, I figured that might have happened, but not a big deal.
Yes.
And so of course I get in there and I ask what's going on and I explain it to him. And the guys back there, they're kind of making sense of it. They're like, okay. And they look in the computer, they can see that the same fucking thing happened on the way down. Right. First guy was so high on his fucking horse thinking that he, found where Jim Mahaffey was buried. He's like, this guy thinks he's solving the next fucking terrorist crime or something. So this motherfucker leaves his post and comes back into secondary.
Oh,
I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This fucking guy is like, I don't know how it works. But next thing you know, dude, they are pulling every bag out of the car. They are literally have opened every fucking, which I don't give a shit. I got nothing to hide.
No.
And so I'm just sitting there thinking, okay, yeah, this is a bitch. This is a pain in the ass. But the good news is the fucking vehicle's been sitting long enough. I can actually check and see if there's not enough water in it because that could be why it's overheated. Yeah. Yes. So I see the silver lining. I'm like, okay, this is a bitch, but it worked out great because I was thinking I'm going to have to pull in somewhere, try to find some shade, let the vehicle cool off so I can open it up and put water in there. Well, we're in the shade. So I got no issues. I'm like, okay, dogs got water. They're cooling off. Other than the fact that, they're ripping all the bags apart. So they finally say, okay, you're good to go. I'd say, hey, can I look at the water? We found out the water level was low. Put some water in.
Yeah.
Fucking no issues, which I'm fucking pissed because, the 100-point inspection, everything in this vehicle is done just right. I bought it from a dealership on purpose, a huge auto group on purpose because they've got a reputation to them. Well, fuck that inspection. Their 100-point inspection somehow missed the water.
Oh, dude.
Jesus Christ.
Dude,
anyway,
what a pain in the ass that was. Eh?
No, it gets better.
Oh.
So we pull out of there and we got to get it smogged. And we got to basically get the smog because the smog is the last step for the registration.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Pull into the fucking smog place. The guy hooks it up, shows me the fucking, it's kind of crazy. Dude, he just takes this little thing, puts it under the dashboard. It's got this little handheld screen and it starts reading off information about the vehicle. Pretty trippy, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, he looks at me and he was really cool. He goes, if we let this go, it's going to report to California, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, then that's not good. I said, please stop. And so he stops it. And then he shows me the fucking printout. Well, one of the fucking cylinders is misfiring and and something wrong with the fucking catalytic conversion. This fucker's not going to pass smog.
No.
I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Holy shit. So I call the dealership. I'm like, hey, listen.
No shit.
I said, Jesus Christ, it's one thing that you wrote up the fucking tag wrong and had all this issue, and you were really cool fixing that. But now you got me a vehicle that won't pass smog, fucking thing's overheating. What is going on? And the guy was really cool. He's like, you know what? I'm so sorry about this. We'll handle everything. You just got to get me the vehicle. Okay, cool, blah, blah, blah. But that was my ride home.
Oh my goodness. How are the dogs? That's what
Dude.
I want to know. How are the dogs?
Well,
The dogs stop panting. Because I know when I'm with my dogs, I get more concerned with my dogs than myself because I want my dogs to be comfortable. Because when my dogs aren't comfortable, they're stressed. I'm stressed. You know how it works. You know exactly how it works.
That's why we kept trying to turn the fans on, trying to get
Yeah.
some air going through there. And every time we did that, it started overheating again. So they were just, by the time we got into secondary, you know, keep in mind it's shade, so that's perfect. By the time we got there, they were definitely ready to get out of there. And so they drank a bunch of water. And then what they loved was, you know, they got all these drug dogs running around looking for, so they were very entertained, which was
they were entertained.
Oh, very entertaining.
It's like when you take the kids to a playground, the kids keep entertained. You're like, yeah, the dogs were entertained because they were they had some joy with what was around them.
It's funny, they just stopped drinking their water as soon as they saw that a dog. So we realized they really weren't that bad.
Hey, Johnny, coming up in a couple minutes, we got Kenneth Lo joining us. He used to sprint at 40 miles per hour on a velodrome. You're like a cyclist, circle, circle, circle. Now he's helping startups accelerate just as fast with AI. We're going to learn some AI stuff. We got Kenneth Lo joining us in a couple minutes. But Johnny, before we do that, dude, you know how we had a conversation a couple days ago regarding people working out and stuff, and you got to get after it, and we were just encouraging you guys to get going.
Don't we talk about that every day?
Oh, I know. Well, this is true. Yes, this is fucking true. Thank you for pointing that out, brother. But we dropped the poll, and we asked guys, where do you get the most of your exercise? And here's the verdict. We've got about 25 some odd responses. Jimmy, let's run this poll here, brother. Here's the verdict, brother. 37% to gym. 37% outdoor activity. And again, reminder that the poll is on my feed. So my 5,000 followers or so is, you know, largely our demographic, Johnny. So largely our community of men we've been intentionally selecting, right? So 37% gym, 37% outdoor activity, 16% at home. And then you're going to love this one, pal. And so am I. We're going to lean into this one pretty good. 11% said, I don't move much yet. In other words, one day or someday when they find that day on the calendar, they're going to start moving again. So, dude, 11%.
Look how yet hangs right there.
I know.
We don't really talk about that word. We need to start putting that word on Front Street.
Oh, I like that you just said that.
Because I've now that we see it right in front of us, it's like a slightly less offensive version than tomorrow.
One day or someday. It is, isn't it? Yeah. I haven't started eating properly yet. Oh, so what are you going to remove yet from the set? Dude, I like that you picked that out. I love, because that's funny, man. That is that's really awesome, man. But one comment,
like, can you imagine if when we were developing as babies,
yes,
you know, and we just, because of course most times people aren't doing what they're supposed to do because they're afraid of what other people are going to say. Well, can you imagine as babies if we were afraid of if we were programmed with that and we just decided not to crawl yet?
Yeah. I'm not ready to crawl yet. It's just
I'll start crawling tomorrow. We'd be a bunch of sloths fucking rolling around in our bellies.
We had one good comment from Rich Ermlich. He's going to join the show next week, Johnny. He said he goes to the gym to gain skeletal muscle mass with weights and goes outdoor for the rest. Love it. And then when I asked him if he goes daily, he said the gym is the goal is 5 to 7 times a week unless the symphony runs late. I love that. That's intention. That's leadership. And here's the bottom line, fellas. It doesn't matter where you train. It matters that you commit to it. Because your body's the first business you've ever built, man. It's actually the first business you've ever built. So I'm not sure why you would not spend much attention with your body and getting it after it every single day. And making it a non-negotiable is what we want to get after. So, guys, we got Kenneth Lo joining us in a couple minutes. Co-founder Arc5 Ventures and Zen Biz Services. He got expertise in AI strategy. Co-founder of Arc5. He did some velodrome stuff. Former, Johnny, you're going to appreciate this from a former world champion track cyclist. So, dude, the guy has put the time into himself, put the time into some mental stuff. So let's get to know Kenneth Lo. Let's do the accountability check-in. You take a quick little break. We'll come back in a minute, and we'll get after with Kenneth Lo. Let's do it. Let's do it, Jimmy. All right. I got to get my notes here. Yes. All right, guys. So, being the strong one damn near broke me. Because I didn't see it at first. I thought I was being disciplined, stoic, solid, in control. But really, I was hiding behind an ego. Oh, whose ego? Mine. Yep, true story. Wasn't dopest, I wasn't open. I wasn't honest. I wasn't growing. I was gripping the wheel too tight, afraid to let anyone see the cracks. You see, the ego is a tricky motherfucker. There's just no question about it. It makes you think you're really playing to win, but in reality, you're playing not to lose. Think about it. You say, I've got this, when you don't. I'm good when you're not. You say, I'll figure it out when you won't. And yeah, it might protect your image, but it also keeps you from real connection, real momentum, and real leadership. You want to grow? You gotta let go of the need to lock and look bulletproof, guys. I invite you to start with this. Be kind, or be uncommonly kind when it's easier to shut down. Be open when you feel like pulling away, and be honest when it's ugly. Because real strength, you guys, real strength is knowing when your ego is full of shit and choosing growth over looking tough. So, what are you getting after today? Are you going to be really strong, or are you going to be really fake? Or are you going to choose the day to start one day tomorrow? Or are you just not ready to get started yet? Think about it, guys. The new word in the mornings in the lab dictionary, yet. Yeah, yet. What the hell does that mean? It means procrastination. It means one day. It means someday. Using the word yet is not going to move you forward. I'm suspecting Kenneth Lo didn't say yet when he's like, yeah, I'm going to go race in the velodrome. Nah, one day. Just one day. I'm suspecting that's not how it worked. So, all right, let's do it. Let's bring in our first guest of the show here today. We're going to sit down with Kenneth Lo, co-founder of Arc5 Ventures and former world champion cyclist turned startup whisperer. From racing bikes to racing towards smarter AI, Kenneth helps founders streamline operations, unlock growth, especially in behavioral healthcare. Kenneth's not here to drop buzzwords. He's here to make AI work for real businesses. So if you're tired of complexity and just want results, coming up, our conversation with Kenneth Lo is where it's all at. Jimmy, let's bring in the young man. Let's bring in Mr. Lo into the lab. What's going on, Kenneth?
Good morning. How are you? Good looking?
How are you, pal?
Doing well. Thank you.
Awesome. I got to be honest, man. I had a bet on you. My bet was that it was going to go sour and south today. So I lost the bet, and I don't mind losing the bet when the guest's showing up with bringing it, brother. So I appreciate you today.
Thank you.
So, dude, Kenneth is a world champion track cyclist. How many VCs can say that? I'm honest to God, right? Because I got to think that the same discipline and precision that win racing is now powering your investment. So how many guys in your VC world have been world champion track cyclists?
There is a double Olympian, Christina Wagner, also previous in the VC world, but not a world champ, not yet.
Yeah.
I used the word yet already.
You did use the word yet already. You know what? Let's talk about that. When you heard John and I talking about the word yet, it's an interesting word, isn't it, Kenneth? Because listen, you're an elite athlete, elite businessman. I'm suspecting that you get after it every single day. You strike me as somebody who's focused on winning and so forth. That word yet is a crazy word, isn't it?
Crazy, trippy. So let's just do this. Not one day. Day one. That's it. The end of the show.
Okay, see you guys. We're done. Johnny, we're done. See you tomorrow. But you're right, Kenneth. You're absolutely right. And John and I talk about all the time that we find, this is a morning show for men, although everybody's welcome. In my experience, a lot of folks lean into one day or someday, or I'm not ready to get started yet. Kenneth, when you were ready to get after your cycling career, how did you avoid someday, one day, and getting started one day yet? What got you started, Kenneth?
Keith, I'm going to give you a shocker, dude. Life just happens. I got sick, and I was on medical leave for 1 year. I was going in spas, in and out for 6 months, going out of surgery rooms.
Dude. For
the whole year. So you can't just wait, dude. You just have to make it happen. There's no waiting, no sitting around.
So was that health scare? No, was that a wake-up call for you then?
It was stage 2 cancer, 1 in 2.5 million chance. So not the kind of stuff that you find in a textbook. But here I am. It was, it was a year ago. I was starting my radiation and chemo.
Dude, all right.
Good for you, brother. Good for you. That's the battle right there. That once you beat that, you can't be killed.
As well, I think I forgot that I've been sick is a better way to go forward.
Yeah, I had a client. It was about almost 2 years ago. And he got diagnosed with cancer right at the tail end of when we were working together. I said, look, dude, the program is basically over, but my support to you is not going to stop. And I basically checked on him every fucking week, and I still do. And
Yeah.
he's gone through a lot of highs and a lot of lows, especially through chemo, and it really beat him up. And I was like, dude, he beat it. Of course, it came back. He's beat it again. But that's what I tell him. I said, listen, there's no bigger fucking battle to win. You can't be killed. You've already fucking beat it, and you beat it again. You're fucking invincible. The rest of us are fucking mere mortals.
Kenneth,
you're like one of those. You're like a fucking superhero, brother.
I agree, Johnny. When I talk to guys like Kenneth, clearly they are superheroes. Kenneth, share with myself, Johnny, and our audience, if you may.
Yeah, sure.
The moment you walked into that doctor's office, because clearly something drove you there. How you were feeling, the pain.
Well, it's so funny.
And then, if you may, and then you're sitting there with your doc, and then he gives you the diagnosis. If you can share with our audience that whole experience, because there might be somebody right now, Kenneth, who's in your shoes, who has been or is scared shitless, and is scared to go for what you've went through. Ken.
Thank you. It was really vivid. It was only last Valentine's, man, 2024.
Holy fuck.
I was the last appointment at my ENT doctor's office. And it was months of going through different biopsy, a different CL scan and all that stuff. But I didn't know. I was like, well, let me pick up a piece of paper and then go on meet my wife at dinner. Right. So I walked in and then, I got a piece of paper. Oh, you got the stage 2. You got a tumor. Say, what the fuck is this shit?
Oh, my God.
Where was the tumor, brother?
It was up here at the base of the skull,
shit.
between the eyes, at the base, right near the optic nerves.
Jesus.
That's why it's so rare. And the doctor didn't prep me. He didn't say, hey, I got some news for you. No, I just showed up and said, whoa, whatever, man. So it was 15 minutes before they closed. I was sitting in the chair for about, I don't know, it feels like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe I was there for 20. I have no idea, man. I was stunned.
Well, no kidding.
Well, but the doctor had dinner to go to. So very soon I was on the street. I was like, what the fuck just happened? I got this piece of paper with a lot of Latin written on it. Got so lost, man. That's how it happened.
So what happened next, Kenneth?
Instead of taking an Uber, I walked for a whole hour to pick up my wife. And that's when I broke the news. So we didn't go to dinner. We drove home. And dude, I don't call people. I made 100 calls that night. I was extremely reactive. I was like, well, I got to say my goodbye. I don't have a lot of days. And let me call my parents, my ex-girlfriends, my ex-wives. Wow. Say my goodbye. And yes, so I broke the record. I called 100 people.
I'm struck. I'm going to jump around here a little bit.
Yeah.
What's the most important thing you learned from that experience?
There's no such thing as readiness. Well, this is after, this is 18 months afterward.
Yeah.
I can look back that you can't say you're ready. Lucky I had an okay, decent foundation, a health foundation.
Yes.
I was doing all this high intensity intervals to get ready for, in competition. So yes. I prep hard. I got a good base. I got an okay cardiovascular. I had a back squat of 400 pounds, which is 180 kilos.
Good for you, brother.
I was
real
ready
quick, brother. I was just going to say, this is fucking great, brother. But for people listening, Kenneth's body was highly resilient.
Yeah.
So resilient towards exercise. I mean, he was prepping for this thing. Now, all of a sudden, his body's got to be resilient against all the shit of fighting this cancer. So, if he was just a fucking couch potato and his body wasn't resilient, it probably would have chewed him up and he wouldn't have made it through what he made through. So it's like, you understand that, your body is this amazing creature, but if you don't turn it into a warrior, it can't fight any battles.
Yeah. And Johnny, I wasn't prepping for that per se.
No,
You
hell
know,
no.
I was going through I was in the gym and riding my bike, 6 times a week,
Yeah.
just so that I could kick some butt and laugh at
Yeah.
my competitors. That was the back then. But the side benefits was I was ready. I mean, oh my
Yeah.
God, this chemo radiation. Oh, it's a drawn out battle.
Yeah.
It gets you, so I was in this 3-day chemo cycle.
Yeah.
The first day they give you the steroids and all that. You walk away and say, "Whoa, you got steroids in your body." I say, let me take on somebody, right?
Yeah.
But it's the 72 hours afterward. Whoa, holy moly!
So Kenneth, we had a guest in the lab a couple months back. Johnny, if you remember John Espatita, he lost his father, lost his dog, and then was diagnosed with
I
cancer.
remember, yeah. It just kept fucking coming.
He had 3 hits within about a month, Ken. And what kept him going, what got him through everything, and what kept him going was his daily non-negotiable routine. So I'm wondering, and I'm going to make an assumption that as you went into the meeting with your doctor, you have your non-negotiable daily routines.
Yeah.
You went and got the diagnosis, you dealt with it. But I'm going to suspect, Johnny, that this man here at some point in his journey went to bed, got back up, and got back into his routine. I see you smiling, Kenneth, and I'm going to assume that non-negotiable routine is what has got you here today. Am I correct?
That's right.
Look at him, man. He's fucking grinning, Johnny, ear to ear, because that's the secret, isn't it? And Johnny said it. You had yourself prepped so that when you got the news, because now I'm going to get excited.
It's prehab. He didn't even know he was prehabbing for cancer.
Exactly. So when it happened, I'm going to make an assumption here, Kenneth. When it happened, you got up Monday morning and quote unquote went to work, right?
That's right. Well, where the F were you guys when I needed you before the surgery? Because after the diagnosis, the medical system need to work is magic. It took about I don't know 7-10 days to figure out what the next steps were.
Yeah,
longest freaking week and a half, not knowing where I was going to be. But once I was able to get the surgery, which was like 8 days after that call, I said, "Shit, let me get fitter.
Yeah,
let me up my routines."
Yeah.
Now,
because you're at a position, you're either going to get busy living or get busy dying. One of the two.
Thank you, Johnny. Yes. Now, that was very split. My friends are like, "You are a moron. You need to rest up. Your immune system, is going to be hit. You should get some good nutrition. You should get a massage." I said, "Yeah, but I didn't want to." So guess what the hell I did? So I work out at a barbell club, and it's also attached to a CrossFit gym. I always avoid a CrossFit gym. I don't do anything endurance because my competition was only 19 seconds long.
Okay.
So,
yeah, you're a sprinter, right? Yeah, you're a cycling sprinter. Yes.
Yes. So there was a CrossFit Open, and I had to go past the CrossFit gym to get to my barbell club. And the people there say, "Hey, Ken, you look like you're bored, so come join us." So I did a CrossFit Open unwillingly, and I had the most fun. And so I walk into the surgery pretty sore because I did CrossFit Open.
Dude, Kenneth Lo joining myself and John Andersen this morning. I see you there, Rick Cody in the comments. Good to have you here, pal. Morning accountability with Keith and John, exactly. And we're hanging out with Kenneth. Kenneth is sharing his very personal story, but his I want to lightly use the word battle with cancer because I say that in a way of love because I think you fucking kicked its ass. Because Johnny, as he went into his situation, it's like you weren't reacting to it. It's like it was happening and you're like, yeah, I'm taking it in and I'm dealing with it. And that's what I'm getting from you, Kenneth. Am I correct with that assumption?
Well, it wasn't as meticulous as
no.
I mean, when I was after calling 100 people, including my parents.
Yes. Yeah.
I launched a WhatsApp group. I said, well, I got about 8 days before surgery. So let me document my thoughts. I make videos every day.
Yeah.
Send them updates. I said, well, in case you never see me again, you will have something to remember by. Dude, I get hurt a lot. I got staples left and right. I never had a surgery.
Yeah.
So that was scary as fuck.
No shit. Hanging out with Kenneth Lo this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. We're going to keep the conversation moving past what he beat, which is cancer. We want to get into your competitive cycling background as an athlete and into the world of business. And let's lean into that, Kenneth. So, you have an extremely successful career as a competitive athlete, but you've taken that career and you've moved yourself into a very successful career in business. And Johnny and I, we're building the show on the idea of the business athlete. To be successful in business, you got to get after business like it's a sport. You got to take care of yourself and so forth. But Kenneth, how has your background as a competitive athlete shaped your approach to running and growing and developing your business, Ken?
Couple things. Resilience, I think, is really the most foundation. Is the data driven. You got to look at what is a signal, what is a noise. So there's a lot that goes into that.
Yes. Can you hang there for a second? Because Johnny often talks about feelings, and what I mean by that is not emotional feelings, but signals from your body. And I think you're saying the same thing, right? Which is 100%. Your body's telling you something, and you're leaning into those signals, right, Kenneth? What does that mean to you? Is that you're saying the same thing, aren't you?
Yes. So HRV, I'm sure like Johnny gets all gung-ho about that. So HRV, how you sleep, all of that. Didn't have access to that when I was growing up as a teenager. I saved a lot of money to get a heart rate monitor because they were so out of reach. But now you got power. You can look at how much you're putting out, how much you're sleeping, your oxygen level, all of that. Is on your freaking watch.
Yeah.
But I kind of go with more of the caveman approach, brother. All those numbers can say one thing, but if I don't feel and perform a certain way, what the fuck do they mean? They don't mean shit. So what I look at is, basically I'm tracking, like my sleep, but I track my sleep in different ways. It's truly like when I wake up in the morning, I can tell if things have been in check. When I'm sleeping, am I tossing and turning? And granted, of course that the watch is going to break it down into numbers, but I feel like in so many cases, numbers are a distraction, because if you focused on how you feel as much as those numbers, that feeling gives you, I guess you'd say, much deeper feedback. It's the information between the lines of the black and white of the numbers.
Yes, I absolutely agree, because if I wake up before the alarm, I know I had a good night of sleep.
Bam, that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Yes, that's exactly
it. Like with I've got it to the point where 8 o'clock is my bedtime. I've got it to the point where if I fall asleep at 7:30, I'm going to wake up 30 minutes early.
Yeah.
Right. Like yesterday was kind of a goofy day. I don't know if you heard the beginning. I've had a kind of a rough day yesterday.
The car trouble.
Way missed my bedtime. And so, it's probably going to it might take a day or two of me getting back into my rhythm before I'll be where I need to be again. And so that's kind of like, because I'm so conscious of how I do it, I'm able to really register the feeling, as Keith was saying. It's a feeling that I'm registering, and not my emotion. It's those feelings or signals from the body. But real quick, I just wanted, not really a segue of subject, but Keith, I just want to point out, did you hear what he said? I don't know if you caught it. He was like, "Where the fuck were you guys?"
Yeah, I did hear that. He was
basically saying, and what I would invite anybody that's going through a health fucking struggle, like cancer, anything like that, fucking show up here.
Yeah.
Because like I woke up in a freaking hell of a funk, and I'm digging and doing everything I can to get myself into a better frame of mind. But I knew that once I got here, the job was going to be finished for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And AJ said the same thing yesterday after you left. AJ's like, you know what? One of the reasons I love coming here is because it's like a constant reminder for all the positive things that we bring to the show. And even if it's cliche or awareness, he goes, I love being a part of this because it's like this daily awareness for me as a man. I'm like, I fucking love it. Man. Right.
100%. And I like to be already at my best when I get here.
Yes.
But if something goes haywire and I'm having trouble doing it,
yes,
I know that this conversation is going to bring me where I need to be. So, Ken, I just want to say it's really, really cool that you pointed that out, that something like this during your time would have been really helpful. And for that matter, I'm sure you probably have plenty of connections with other cancer people fucking let them know that we're here, man, because that's all we're here for.
That's
is to
exactly
help people get through the difficult shit.
That's exactly it. Kenneth, we got Matthew Roof joining us. What's going on, Roofy? Joining us from the road here today. Numbers are the indicator, feeling is the signal, performance is the outcome. I like that. And Kenneth, I was reminded of that this morning. Good. Yeah, it is really good. I do my Monday and Friday runs. Kenneth, I'm on the Peloton platform, and this morning I was going for a run, and they said, you know, and I said this to John a couple weeks ago, and I love this because this is a great analogy. And it was like, hey, run at 5% incline. I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't want to run at 5% incline. But here's the thing. And Wilper says, if you were running outside, you wouldn't know if it was 5%, so you don't even think about it. You just do it. But because they put the number in front of you, you're like, oh, you get
exactly.
And that's why
that is a fucking perfect example. That number has got you distracted.
Yes, that's why I wanted to bring that up.
That's the thing. 100%. That might be the fucking best example.
Yes,
I mean, because we talk about the scale.
Yeah,
right. People get so caught up in the scale.
Yeah,
but hey, how are you? The scale hasn't moved, but hey, you got a lot of energy. Oh God, I've never felt this good. How are your pants fit in the way? Shit, I had to cut 2 new holes in my belt. But the scale hasn't moved, so they're fucking missing all of this other shit that really matters.
Yep, exactly. Kenneth, you've co-founded 2 ventures. Like, dude, you're success. So first of all, Kenneth, I gotta be honest with you, you're inspiring me right now, man. I have goosebumps and chicken skin right now because you just being here. Like your presence is inspiring me, and I want to express some gratitude for you. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Kenneth, you've co-founded 2 ventures. You've led tech teams for 2 decades. Like Johnny, the guy just didn't show up yesterday. The guy's done a couple things, Johnny, just a couple things, and yet he's
and the biggest one of all, he fucking beat cancer.
I know. I was just gonna say, and he fucking beat cancer too. I'm going through kind of these accomplishments, and I'm like, okay,
I'm in the club.
I love it.
Hold on, brother. You're not in any club. You are the fucking club.
Yes, but then get this, Johnny, and this is what I love, man. You still find time to mentor founders. Like, what is your secret to not burning out while everyone is chasing hustle culture? And maybe I'm going to start the answer for you. Is it because, to Johnny's point, you've already been killed and you're like, no, I'm fucking living. I'm a superhero and I'm going to go do it all that I can. But so reframe that for me. What is your secret, Kenneth Lo?
Paying it forward. And that goes in so many ways. So it's not just like I want to, help other people ahead of time, but that this thing I just stumbled upon recently. It's called Becoming Supernatural. It's an old book.
Yeah. Dr.
Joe Dispenza is about this radiating this energy.
Yeah.
You have, you access, the love, the gratitude, the higher level channels. Yeah. Holy moly, things change. The way you perceive the world perceives you, your universe just turns.
Yep. On that level, I was just going to say, for anybody that discovers Dispenza, when I discovered him, I listened to all of his shit. And as I developed, it really started setting my mind in a certain way. I've just recently started re-listening. It's every time you re-listen, you understand what he's saying more and more. It's just like some movie that's so complex that you could watch it 40 fucking times and you're still fucking blown away. Oh my God, I can't believe I missed that the fucking 39th time.
Yeah.
So if you're a Dispenza guy, watch it again. You will keep getting more out of this.
Love that. Hey, Kenneth, do you have children?
No children. I am one.
I love that, dude. I feel like I could talk to you for hours here now. Let's keep going through your journey. So professional cyclist, a cancer killer, now moving into the world of AI, and many folks are moving into the AI.
Dude, I gotta say, Keith, that might be one of the most clever ones you come. Cancer killer. That's a good one.
Cancer killer.
That's a t-shirt right there.
Exactly, Johnny. Speaking of t-shirts, thanks to Adam Holroyd, buying the first hat from our store. Holroyd, I appreciate you, man. I got a cancer killer shirt coming out here soon for all those who want to buy one. Ken, talk about AI and talk about, ARC Ventures and how you and your company are bringing AI into the world and what are you doing with it? I should say. So
I needed it. I wasn't out looking for it. So looking at that lab report with that Latin, right? Continuing story. I didn't know what the hell I was looking at. It was full of English that I had no idea. And guess what? That was when ChatGPT 3.5 became accessible, became good enough.
I remember. So I got to get ahead of you. So you took your results, fed it to GPT, and you're like, and then you leaned onto that. Am I correct?
Yes. Well, I didn't have access to a doctor for about another 8 days or whatever, whenever the holiday vacation ended. So
dude.
imagine you have this thing, you know you were sick, you didn't know what it meant, you don't know what is going to be going forward, you don't know how what's going to help you. So I fed that in. I had a lot of doubt, right? Is it, well, what if it hallucinates? And it does still, right?
Yeah.
But it was damn pretty close. Once my doctor came back from whatever trips, they said, yes, this is what you had. I said, wow. So AI wasn't bad. And what followed afterward, right? All the months that follow, my strength was, I don't know, about 10% of what I had. It was a necessity. I always took strength for granted.
Interesting. Hold on, hang on that. You've always taken strength for granted, like as in literal physical strength. You took it for granted. You mean seriously? Yeah.
Well, you're like I was saying, I had a back squat of 400 pounds. So like, whatever, like give me more plates. Let me see your plates, man. So that was the thing. I was lifting more in my 30s and 40s than I did in my 20s.
Yeah. Getting after it.
Maybe explosiveness, not as much. Maybe recovery, not as good as I was younger. But, strength, I was continue to build. So anyhow, when that got taken away, when I couldn't even take 5 steps without taking a breath or something like that, I get to work smarter. That was a necessity.
Yeah.
And there was, I paid $20 a month for ChatGPT Pro or Plus, whatever the subscription is. And I say, wow, I got about 10% of strength. How do I leverage that? How do I amplify that? How do I get back on par of where I was? So I saw the power of that. And then after coming back, after the recovery and remission and all that, I said, wow, I could help this to many people, not just PE funds, not big VCs, not enterprises that can afford a huge McKinsey, Bain consulting kind of consulting bills, but the regular people, the SMBs, the bakers on the corner, the dog walkers in my neighborhood, they can have access to the same technologies.
Wow. Kenneth Lo joining us this morning on Mornington Live with Keith and Friends, an inspiring conversation that truthfully, Johnny, this was not the intention of it. But when Kenneth revealed his little journey, I had to take it there. And Kenneth, I'm really grateful you shared it with us. Kenneth, can we go into a rapid fire before we walk out of here today, brother, to help you get on with your day? Let's do that.
Yep.
What is your favorite AI tool right now?
Using Notebook LM. I stalk you guys. I got a good idea. I got some sound bites. I got elevator pitch. I got it all done. And I listen to it and I call in, interactive mode and ask questions so that I come in, more prepared.
Kenneth Lo dropping the fucking bombs this morning. I love it, man. So actually, every guest that's coming onto our show, just listen to what Kenneth Lo just said. Yeah, just go put our shit into Notebook LM. It'll teach you how to get into the show. Kenneth had no problems getting to the show. Horizontal stream, vertical stream. He knew what he was getting himself into. Good job, brother. More fun.
He's a cancer survivor. He understands how to follow directions.
He's a cancer killer. Yeah.
I am the club, Johnny.
That's it.
Oh, Kenny, I love you, man. More fun raising capital or riding at 40 miles per hour?
Riding at 45 miles per hour.
Yeah.
High altitude.
Oh, dude, I love you. Best advice you've ever received?
Don't get ready. Just get your hands wet.
Oh, fuck. This is good. First thing you automate when you enter a new startup?
Pitch deck. No one wants to make it. No one wants to read it.
Stop, Lo, stop. Oh, man. Most unusual founder pitch you've ever heard?
Oh, just recently. It is a piece of a gadget you installed on your toilet to monitor your health. Love it. It's going to blow up.
What is it again?
It's called, I don't want to use the name, but it is a gadget you install on your toilet. So it monitors your output to detect your health.
So I've seen a gadget from We Things. I have some We Things product where you piss on it. It goes into your toilet, you piss on it, and it monitors your health. I don't want the name of what you're talking about, but are you talking about something similar, Kenneth?
So you don't pee on it. It doesn't have any contact.
It monitors the output. Like, are you
It
talking
monitors
about
the number two output?
Cut, like
how
efficient the cutter is?
Yes. You know, the coloration, you know, the frequency, the duration, all of it, you know, just pooping.
So what does it do when it finds a piece of corn in there?
It's going to contact AI. It's going to contact the authorities.
Because, you know, there's this thing you and I've done this many times when I'm testing the speed of my digestion.
Yes.
You eat a can of fucking corn.
Yes.
And you see your turnaround time.
Yeah, me too. I can relate to that. Yeah. Actually, Johnny, I had a can of corn once, and I went to the restroom and it came out as a fucking corn on the cob. I was like, holy Christmas. I could be on American.
No, my question is, how the fuck did a corn on the cob make it out of your fucking asshole? Jesus, you sick little bastard. I call him a nutty little sucker. Now he's a sick little sucker.
I don't even know if I want to touch that. Actually, Johnny, quick little note. I'd read a quick little story. I'm going to have it on the show next week. Americans are using less and less toilet paper and toilets, and they're doing more of the bidet stuff, Johnny Anderson. So
I'm telling you, man, it's just a different fucking deal. You know, now it's like if I take a dump somewhere without a bidet, I can't wait to get back to mine so I can properly do the job.
Kenneth, are you a bidet guy too?
I love it. It started in Japan, and I got converted, and then I go to Thailand.
Yes,
tropical country, right? My first 6 wives are Thai.
Yeah,
and dude, it's heated, it's air conditioned, and you can have hot water stream and warm water stream.
There's the blower. It'll dry you out. The blower. You don't want to use the paper.
Oh man,
self-cleaning.
It just takes too long though. The blower, I goodness gracious,
Johnny, I'm already starting to see the products we're going to be selling in the morning store, right? Bidets and snooze buttons and these special things that come up on the show all the time. Kenneth, what's one hard truth that founders need to hear about AI that nobody's telling them? Kenneth Lo.
It's not a science fair project. You get to keep an eye on the ROI, the return on investment.
Wow.
No money, no honey.
Yeah, no money, no honey. Kenneth Lo joining us all the way from, Kenneth, where are you joining us from today, brother?
San Francisco.
Sanford got his ass out of bed for us this morning in the middle of the night. I appreciate that, brother. Ken, where can folks find you, connect with you, work with you, engage with you, be inspired by you, learn from you, buy from you? Kenneth, now's your time to tell everybody how they can connect to you, brother.
So look up Kenneth Lo.me. KENETHLO.me. You find my stories, my pictures. You find too much information. TMI.
Awesome. Ken, dude, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I got a chance to spend some time with you, got a chance to get to know you, and I'm looking forward to connecting more with you. Okay, brother?
Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Too, man. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Kenneth's going to get out of here. Join me with the lifestyle tip. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about the accountability challenge that's breaking up the internet. Johnny, let's do the lifestyle tip. You do a quick little piss break. I'll reset the show. We'll keep getting after it. Okay, pal?
Let's go, baby.
Dude, I'm a fan of Kenneth Lo. Holy fuck.
All right, we're going to take this one, kind of bridging off this conversation we was having with our last guest. So we often hear the term rehab, which basically, and that's really for the most people, all people understand when it comes to having, if you will, because you have a problem and then you try to get yourself back to par. Well, let's flip the script. You can actually prehab, which is really what he was doing and didn't even know it. In many cases, I help my clients with prehab when they're going into a surgery. We get them really, really dialed in, like extra dialed in nutritionally, because the nutrition is a big part of your healing process. But that's really not what this is about, nutrition. It's about a thought process. The thought process is that we're always thinking about dealing with the problem after the problem. What we need to be thinking about is staying ready or making sure that we are always prepared for the problem or the surgery or whatever it is. So it's just it's a train of thought. When you're saying tomorrow, when you're saying, someday, when you're saying I haven't started yet, which is another doozy we uncovered here today, you're subscribing to that old way of thinking. What you need to do is start looking at it from the other side of the script. Prehab, not rehab. Always stay ready, not get ready because I have something to get ready for. It's a train of thought that holds most people back or keeps them stuck. So think about this. How do you think about going about your life? Are you a rehab guy or are you a prehab guy? Rock and roll.
Prehab with John Andersen. Johnny's going to take a little break, Jimmy, for you can take a little restroom break, and we're going to keep the show going. We're going to talk about the accountability challenge coming up here. But I want to keep leaning into what Johnny just said and lean into what Kenneth Lo just said, is that we had a guest on the show yesterday, the day before, that said life is absolutely going to deal you shit along the way. I'm paraphrasing, but during your journey of life, you are going to be dealt with something that could be considered insurmountable. What Kenneth realized during his journey and what Johnny's been talking about is they prepared themselves for it by creating those daily non-negotiable routines so that when life did present that potentially insurmountable mountain, they're ready to get after it. John S. Petita, Kenneth Lo, I don't recall the name of the guest earlier on the show, but there's a theme, guys. There's a theme that as we get through life, there's going to be challenges. By going through prehab, by doing things daily, it sets us up for those challenges that inevitably are going to get in front of us. All right, let's keep it rolling here, guys. Let's keep it rolling. What an inspiring conversation this morning with Kenneth Lo. But guys, would you follow a diet or a meal program created by some kid with no nutrition credentials if it promised to make you thin? Well, listen, there's some stuff happening over on the TikToks, and there's a controversial challenge happening right now on the platform where perhaps inexperienced humans, I'm going to be really lean with my words here this morning, are encouraging people to, eat less and less than 500 to 600, 800 calories a day. And I know we don't like to talk too much about the numbers here because I just think that, they don't hold a lot of meaning. But the reality is that there's this trend happening over on the Talks that I'm concerned that young men might get attracted to, which is the skinny talk. And we're not talking about a harmless social media trend. It's potentially life-threatening, especially for young men who are increasingly affected by diet, aesthetic culture, and body image issues. While eating disorders have traditionally been viewed as primarily affecting women, the reality is, guys, is that up to 70% of men also have challenges with potential eating disorders. I have talked my journey with food. Johnny has talked about his journey with food. As a matter of fact, we talk about it today. There's days I still go stand in front of the fucking pantry and wonder what the hell I'm doing, or the kitchen in the fridge and wondering what I'm doing. And what I do is I think about the moments in the lab here, which help me realign my thought process. But the reality is this extreme restriction promoted in these videos can lead to serious physical consequences like nutrient deficiencies, muscle loss, and even fertility issues, not to mention devastating mental health. So guys, I'm going to encourage you to do this. When you see some of the skinny talk shit, just fucking flick away from it, move away from it. And if you're hanging out with some of your buddies that are talking about it, stop it. Stop it. I know it's just all cliche and simple, but the reality is, guys, eat those whole nutritious foods, single ingredient foods. Stop focusing on counting the calories of the 500 to 600 to 700 calories. If you need some professional help, go talk to guys like John Andersen, Jory Jansen, and so forth. But guys, don't get onto the TikToks, the Instagrams, the social media platforms of the world and say, hey, just because that kid said do it, do it. It's not working. Johnny, I hate this shit. That's why I wanted to address it, because sometimes we get into a world and we start seeing stuff, and what it does is, it just perpetuates and perpetuates and perpetuates and perpetuates. And I just wanted to have the conversation to stop it. Johnny?
Yeah, I think it comes down to the idea that it's this quick fix.
Yes.
It's like,
yes.
it's because it's in really, if you think about it, I was just actually making some videos about this. That most people have found themselves in a position where they've actually lost some weight. That's their goal. But those people also are the ones that cannot keep it off.
Yes.
Just because they subscribe to some goofy thing like this, rather than understanding that they have to change their frame of mind. They have to change how they live their daily lives.
I just want to stop. I just want to keep the conversation with you and I on the show nonstop, but stopping this idea of losing weight. I hate it because it's so misleading. I want to get people thinking about losing body.
It's so true, but it's almost like when you're not froze, brother. You're good.
Yeah. Thank you.
But like
morning, Jenny.
in a video,
yeah.
If you say lose weight,
yes,
versus lose fat,
yes,
just the term lose weight is so much more. It grabs more ears. It's unbelievable.
I guess it does, and I hear you.
So I have to, like, what I'll do is I'll use that as a hook. If you're having trouble losing weight, well, here's the problem. Really, then you go into it. Then you can turn the corner and talking about losing body fat. A lot of times when you say losing body fat, it's the same damn, because people, when they say lose weight, that's all they want to lose is fat. But it's just the term lose weight that's so appealing.
Yes. So ideally, as we keep growing our platform here, good morning, Sarvina. I see you there in the comments, and good morning, Kenny. I see you there as well. I appreciate you guys hanging out and joining us on the show this morning. I think, Johnny, as we keep learning to adapt words and change, if our goal here is to have cultural influence, here's some of my goals, right? Wiping the word yet, wiping someday, wiping one day. We want guys to go kill cancer. I want people to start. My goal is to help people start thinking differently about weight and more about fat loss. So I hear you.
100%.
Weight is the goal. I also like that you talk something about that I don't hear a lot of people talking about. I want to talk more about, which is body recomposition, because people don't think about that, right? Which is, I want to lose weight. No, let's help you lose body fat and recomposition your body. So, you have a little bit of muscle, you can be strong. And no, we're not trying to turn you into fucking Rock or John Andersen. We're just trying to make you strong and be healthy. Right. And knowing that we have less body fat is gonna help you with your belt around your belly. And I'm not talking about going to be Mark Wahlberg with a fucking 12-pack all the time. No, guys, I'm just talking about less body fat is better for us. Frankly, serious. And story.
And it's just a concept that we're speaking about here.
Yes. Yes.
It's like you could say make money. Well, not everybody truly wants to be a billionaire, right? Well, that's the extreme part of making money.
Yes.
I just want to make enough money to go on a vacation.
It's the
concept. So it's the whole recomp. You could recomp 5%, you could recomp 5%, you could recomp whatever percent you want, but it's the idea that it's just a misunderstanding.
It is
the misunderstood terms.
No, that's exactly what it is. That's what I said. My goal is to help us start changing those terms there. So
100%. And it's just kind of crazy how even though we can have this talk and we can continue to talk about it, it's almost like in the beginning it falls on deaf ears.
Oh, 100% it does. It's just because people don't want to hear fat, they want to hear weight. Hey, good morning, everybody. You're hanging out with Keith and John on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, the only morning show to help you guys get your ass to the bed. We're on hour 2. We just had a wonderful conversation with Kenneth Lo in the first hour. Guys, if you didn't hear it, you gotta go back to it. It's inspiring. I gotta tell you, Johnny, when he showed up, I had a whole other set of dialogue and questions and just ideations that go down. But when he dropped this idea, when he dropped the fact that he beat cancer, killed cancer, I was like, well, fuck, we're going to go there. So, Kenneth, I appreciate how vulnerable you were. And if you're looking for an inspiring conversation, that's the one. And what I took from him most, Johnny, same thing with Les Petita, he killed cancer because he was ready for it. How was he ready for it? He got up and got after it every single day. So that when he received the diagnosis, he didn't have to react. Because he had been, I love the term, Johnny, he had already been prehabbing before he started rehabbing, frankly.
Well, he was already in mode.
Yes.
He was already in the mode of getting better.
Yes. Guys, speaking of better, there is the morning accountability challenge that's breaking the internet. And I'm going to take a few minutes right now with my buddy John to talk about it. Johnny, the morning accountability challenge is rapidly gaining momentum online as a transformative routine for boosting productivity, building confidence, and fostering community. There's a viral trend that's centering on structured morning practices, often in the form of group calls or personal routines that help participants set daily intentions, track progress, and hold themselves accountable to their goals. I love this because so there's this accountability challenge happening all over the internet. Well, it's happening here on the show every single day. You guys come check in with us every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time on the show with myself and Johnny. At its core, John, the morning accountability challenge, and this is a true thing, pal. I looked it up. It involves starting each day with a focused check-in, either solo or with the group. And, you know, and as you guys have seen Keith and John build the business here, we're encouraging you guys to do the same thing. And I know you guys do. Holroyd checks in, Cody checks in. We got a bunch of folks checking in. Lady Drew checks in, and I appreciate you guys checking in the show. But then, John, what happens in this accountability challenge is that these folks review their top goals for the day. Then they share their progress on previous commitments, and then discuss challenges and solutions, and they commit to concrete actions before the day begins. And participants often join virtual calls with small groups of like-minded individuals. And these sessions are designed to be supportive, motivating, and interacting. And Johnny, why it's so popular is that, it's giving people this immediate momentum, starting the day with clear priorities, small wins, building motivation, and setting a positive tone for the rest of the day. And then, of course, the community support, right? So we have,
getting a little deeper on that too, brother. It's like when you wake up every day and you program your mind with this, the positive shit, your brain is crazy. Your mind, you're going to get more of what you think about. So when you get up and you immediately look at what you want to do and the progress that you're making, and you're basically kind of setting your brain in that direction.
Yes.
Versus if you get up and you don't do this stuff, which most people do, they're usually their minds are clouded by God knows whatever's going on in their lives. They get more of that.
Yeah. Well, yes. So that comes down to who you're surrounding yourself with, right? So, hang out with your groups. So I would challenge you guys, send a note to your group and saying, hey, I'm putting my hand up to hold us all accountable to something, and I'm starting. And then, Johnny, if the rest of your group doesn't participate, go get yourself a new set of friends. And I'm being fucking serious. Because, and actually, I want to share something I'm proud with you, brother, because you're a father too, and I'm a father. So this is actually related to this. So Carter's graduating this year, and today's a big grad event, and a bunch of kids, he said to me last night, we're all going out partying at this lake and everything and sleeping in tents on gravel. Carter's like, yeah, me and my buddy Jake aren't going because I don't want to get caught up in that bullshit. I want to go play some golf. I want to get my lift, and I want to go eat some good food, and I want to go and do all the right things. I was like, dude, if I could have been you and you were, if I could only have been like you at your age. He inspired me, John, because at 18 years old, he's making the decisions that I couldn't fucking figure out at that age. And I love that.
I mean, you got to remember too, brother, you're a huge part of his decision-making process because you've got his brain programmed in a way where progress and productivity feels better than doing the other dumb shit.
Yes, but to me that leans into this accountability discussion because why?
Yeah.
Because it's accountable with a friend. There's friends, right? So as I said to you guys, because I'll be honest, guys, I was one of those guys growing up where I was trying to go in the right direction, but the friends that I had were always pulling me in a different direction. Right. And I didn't know it at the time, Johnny. I didn't. I was peer pressure and everything was struggling with, but it wasn't until I kept getting older and realizing that that's not the kind of accountability I want.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So that's why I really, when I found this, I love this, because if folks need to, whether it's with us on the show or whether it's within your own groups, consistency and habit formation, happens when regular, as simple as getting up to and saying to your group, texting your group saying, hey, I'm getting my deck done today. I'll see you guys at 4:00. Are you getting yours done today? Like a PowerPoint deck or a project or a proposal. But it's just this idea of holding each other accountable and building confidence, checking off milestones, and then repeating it again the next day. And there's power
on that level. There's 100% power in that. But I think one of the things that people need to realize in accountability and these groups and however you're going about what you're doing, there's an end goal. I think that a lot of times is missed. And the end goal is that you become self-sufficient with your accountability.
Bingo.
Because I can't tell you how many times I had friends that were big into lifting.
Yeah.
And they were, when we were younger, they were kicking ass. And then somewhere along the lines, they ended up, oh, my training partner wasn't showing up or blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
It was because they their accountability never really outgrew the partner or the group.
Yes.
Because realistically, what you can start to realize is that your accountability, you might need to start off those training wheels. But
Well said. Well
as
said.
you do well with it, you can actually become a leader of accountability because you don't need anybody else.
Yep.
And like that's with just like with training for me. You know, I went through so many training partners. If I somehow was if my training had been dependent on a partner, I would have not had the same success.
I relate to that because I not to the extent you have, but I grew up in the gym. I've been training in the gym since I was 16, and I would try to find training partners every now and then. I'll be frank, Johnny. It wasn't until I met AJ, and I say this all the time, the guy changed my life. Because he, you know, just like you, we drink the same Kool-Aid. You know, I know that I know for an unequivocal fact, I can count on you every day to be here. That's just truth. And I believe that you believe the same thing with me. So check that box, right? So, it was the same thing with Zeglin. Regardless if he was 4 minutes late, 7 minutes late, or 4 minutes early, unequivocally can count on him. But what I mean by that is that I have my own self-discipline. I was always after like you were, but when you can find those humans you can lean into that share the same accountability standards that you do, that to me is when magic happens, because now you're going in your own path. And when you feel like you're falling, there's somebody there to catch you up because they're staying up, they're staying with you along the way.
You know what that is? It's icing on your cake.
Yes.
You have to be the cake.
Yes. Yes.
Because, you know, cake without some icing, it may not be quite as good, but you still got some fucking cake.
I kind of like the icing more than the cake, Johnny. I sometimes just fucking.
Are you one of those fuckers that like mouthful of icing?
I fucking love it, brother. Yes, I do.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
I sometimes will rip the bottom of the cupcake or the bottom of the cake off just to have the fucking icing, brother. Just confessing my love for icing.
I mean, that's one of the things that I tell a lot of my clients. You know, they come to me and they're like, so we'll do a blood panel. We'll see what's going on. And a lot of times they come in and they're very interested in TRT and, you know, performance enhancement. Right. Yeah. And we'll say, well, you know, of course we want to see where they are. If their markers are down, we want to at least get them to par.
Yeah.
But in many cases, you know, they do really well and they're interested in basically, you know, like having their doctor kind of crank things up a little bit, you know, and I'm like, listen, you can understand that's the icing.
Yes.
The cake is the diet. The cake is the work in whatever form of exercise you're doing. You have to have the consistency with that before you put the icing on the cake. Otherwise, you got a mouthful of icing. And everybody says, oh, God, I wouldn't like that. But that's my saying wouldn't work with you.
I'm fucking eating
I'd have to find another one. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So guys, you know, if you're looking for some, you know, morning accountability, and as this viral trend is happening on the internet, so I'm going to give you two things to consider. Hang out with us every single day on the show. And I see your comments. We've got people joining the show daily and you're finding your tribe. But if this show doesn't work for you, you know, I would invite you to create a group, have an opening check-in to start your day, right? Share the current mood. Right. And then talk about what your goals might be for the day or for the week, and then hold each other accountable to it. And you know, myself and John talk about accountability doesn't need to be a bad word, you know, because Keith and John are trying to change your guys' point of views around habits and accountability. It doesn't have to be bad. Right. So lean into feedback, lean into support, and end with a clear, actionable plan for the day. Because guys,
Here's an interesting way to frame this, brother.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know sounds like we're kind of leaving the segment, so I want to make sure.
Yes,
pretty much everybody has some sort of interest in wanting to be the guy.
Yes,
not that guy.
Yes,
the guy. Right.
Yes,
yeah. There's a big difference, though. That guy is a bad thing. The guy is a good thing, right?
Yes.
So, you know, the interesting part about to be the guy. All you got to do is fucking do what you do consistently.
100%.
That's all it is. Because that guy, he says he's going to do something, he doesn't do it. He's going to start tomorrow.
Yes.
He hasn't started his diet yet.
Yeah.
The guy.
Waiting for you to say that.
The guy does that shit and he doesn't fucking miss. Yep. And that's why he's the guy. So do you see how easy it is to be the guy? The guy that walks into a room and everybody can tell he's different.
Well, you know what's funny to hear you say that in good times, like don't be that guy. You're absolutely right. We got some good comments from the community here. Global comes back to Kenneth Lo. Do you have children? I am a child was a good quote. I know that was a good quote because he's like, oh, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna go there then. And then Sarvina's like, I love this. Lady Drew coming in with, oh yeah, Kenny's coming in. Glad to have you here, Lady Drew. I found my tribe. You're right, Kenny. This is your tribe. I'm glad you're here as well. Come join us every single morning. But Johnny, the guy, and I got to tell you, man, we do these after show conversations with the men that be on our show, and we do a debrief with them and so forth. I can't tell you how many guys are have that. I'm gonna take my glass, like kind of that surprise moment when they're like, I'm like, yeah, you can be the shepherd too instead of the sheep. You just got to get up every single day and do this, because people are like, you do this every single day. I'm like, yeah. Oh, like I'm like, you could too, you know. Oh,
well, see, they're not God.
Exactly correct. But that's my point. There's been one guy that's come through the radar this last week, and I sent you the note to you last night. That's standing up and going, I want to be that guy too, which is where we might go to the third hour of the show, because he's that guy like you and I. He's like, I am that fucking guy. I'm like, yeah, you are that guy. Then why don't you be that guy, right? So because everybody talks about it, because Johnny, I've had a lot of guys come through the lab here, and a lot of guys I met after that want to be that guy, but they're ready to start one day, someday, or they're not ready yet. So everybody,
it's so true, brother. And check this out. You know, it's like I always kind of make the inner dialogue joke. Right? That's you know, many people can come out of the gate and do something for a short period of time, but a year without missing. Now you've kind of put yourself into a different school.
Oh, at least. I invite anybody to start a morning show with Keith and John right now, because we're fucking a year and a half ahead of everybody. So just bring it up.
I was going to say, because what did you say? It was just recently. It was a year.
Yeah.
That I joined with.
Yeah. And look at how far we've come. Look at the maturity. Look at the chemistry. Look at the great content. Look at the great conversations. Look at the great community, the great tribe, right? And just think of where we're going to be a year from now again. Right. So, and I'm inviting anybody to get started and try to catch up to Bilous and Andersen. And we're the couple puppies out there, man. Like, and that's what I find funny too, brother, is that I got to take a jab at our buddy Marty and even Bannister, who's 10 years younger than you and I. So we got Marty in his 30s and Bannister in her 40s. And there's old Bilous and Andersen carrying the fucking carrying the basket for everybody, because we're just the old dogs doing it all, brother. I love it. But guys, wrapping up the accountability check-in idea here is research and anecdotal evidence will suggest that accountability, especially when shared with others, will increase the likelihood of you achieving those goals. Studies are telling us that up to 64% more likely to reach your objectives when you tell somebody you have a goal and you want to be accountable to it. So guys, start a group. Most importantly, join our show. This is the greatest accountability show out there. Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. Brother, it's 15 after the second hour. I know you got to rock and roll here, pal. So what's you got to get out of here shortly?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, here in the next couple of minutes, you got to cut me loose. I got to do a little catch up. Yesterday could put me a little behind the 8 ball with all the weird shit that fucking popped up.
What do you got going on this weekend, pal? Hey, listen, I'm gonna send you a text. Let's try to grab a few minutes on the fly, maybe this weekend, to catch up on a few business things like talk to you about. So, what do you got going on this weekend? You're back in Cali. Aren't you going to Nevada?
Yeah, we're leaving on Monday. So just basically kind of just get rebooted, and I'll be taking. That's where I bought that Jeep. So I'll be taking that Jeep over to the. Can we put a hidden camera in the Jeep while you're having the conversation with the guys at the dealership? Which is it's funny. They're really actually already really really cool. They're like,
they've been great too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was actually, to be honest, I'm the one guy I talked to yesterday. I'm gonna actually call him back today and say, hey, you caught me in a moment where I was, because when I called,
you caught me in a moment where I was sweating trying to get through immigration, and some guy thought I was a fucking criminal.
I was definitely altered by the situation, And it wasn't like I lost my shit, but it was definitely not me.
I have been that guy like you, not to your extent, but I remember going through security one time, Johnny, and I don't know why I was, but I was all sweaty and fucking hot, and I think it was in Toronto airport. I was sweaty and greasy, and they looked at me, they're like, over there. I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
really? Just because you look just
they're straight up
guilty, right?
profiling you. Yeah, you're profiled right when you walk up there.
They didn't even say they're like over there. I'm like, okay, I fucking knew it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be that guy, right? So they're just fucking.
They're thinking, what is this an air conditioned place? What is this dude sweating bullets for?
That's exactly right. Oh, that's exactly right. Brother, what a great show. What a great week. A lot of fun. Always here happening on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. Send my love to Terry. Have a great weekend, brother. And looking forward to getting after you on Monday.
She did not like yesterday. She did not like that. My vehicle overheated. She was fucking like stressed out, man.
Was she driving or were you driving?
No, I was driving,
And you're just watching the gauge. You're just fucking staring at the gauge, right?
Well, no, dude. I mean, it was like I looked down and it was like the dashboard bleeped at me. That's how I saw it. It was like, and it was like maxed out, dude. I mean, luckily, as soon as we killed the air, it started going down quickly. But it was like, okay, now we got, we got windows down. It's 100 degrees, and we can't even turn the fucking fan on.
Good morning, good morning, Be the Legend. Yes, you're hanging out with Keith Bilous, and this is Bill Goldberg with us as well. There, yeah. I'm sure Johnny's been called Goldberg a couple of times in his life, maybe just once or twice, eh, pal? Yeah. Get out of here. Johnny's gonna get
out of here, my brother. Have a good loop.
You betcha. Yeah, good time. You're right. This is why I keep the old Jeep. You're right. Good time. Carter has it today. It's funny. He drove out of here today and last night, and I'm with you. Good time. The old Jeep lasts forever. So, brother, I love you, man. Have a great day. Be safe this weekend. Okay.
You got it, brother. Right.
Talk to you along the way. All right, Johnny's gonna get out of here, Jimmy. We're gonna keep it rolling. What a fun show. I'm liking these free-for-all Fridays. I think that's I think we're going to move the momentum in this direction of a free-for-all Friday and maybe invite all of you. Maybe you guys want to hang out with us too. What the hell? Just give you guys open StreamYard links. Jump into the conversation. Good time. Maybe you want to come hang out. Maybe you want to come say hi. Maybe Global, you want to come say hi. Maybe Kenny from Unati Unyeti wants to say hi. Hey, Jimmy, you know what I love? So I'm burping away here. Maybe Lady Drew, you want to come say hi. So just quietly burping. I love all of these. I love all of your usernames. I just do. I'm because I have no idea who you motherfuckers are, but I know who Global is, Unyeti. It's fun to me because you guys pick all these wonderful names. I know. I'm thinking that B Drive is out there somewhere. B Driven, you out there? I think you're out there too. And of course, we have the original OG with a great name, Jimmy, Adam Holroyd. Adam Holroyd stepped up yesterday to the Mornings in the Lab store. The Morning Store picked up a brand new hat. I think you're getting it on Monday, Adam. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you so much for that. And guys, if you haven't checked it out, the Morning Store is open. We got a few hats there. And maybe we're going to... Unyeti is Kenneth. I love it. That's awesome, man. Unyeti is there. See, there you go, Jimmy. We have folks with fun usernames. This is awesome, man. So I invite you guys, anyways. I invite you guys to check out the Morning Store there. We got some products up there and more coming. I think we're going to create a shirt that says Cancer Killer. Maybe we'll make that, Jimmy, we'll make that part of our signature series. The quote, Cancer Killer. Kenneth Lo. Dude, what a fuck. He's my hero, superhero. Joined the show here this morning. I can't encourage you guys enough to go listen to that. The key message with that conversation with Kenneth was while he got diagnosed with that shitty news, he was ready for it. How was he ready for it? Because he got up and got after his life every single day before the news. When the news came, he dealt with it, he absorbed it, and then he got back up on Monday and kept getting after it. What did he do? He fucking killed cancer. So, you're looking for some inspiring words, I invite you to listen to that conversation with Kenneth Lo. Earlier on in hour one, what a superhero. And you know, guys, we talk about superheroes on the show all the time. And there's Holroyd coming with the hat there. I love that, brother. And yeah, exactly, Kenny. Stop yapping and start acting. It's true. It's so absolutely fucking true. Okay, let's get to the community corner. I think, Jimmy, if we're lucky, if we're lucky, we might be able to go home early today, Jimmy. Just saying. We might be able to go and head to the water cooler a little bit earlier today. Jimmy's all happy. He's like, Nation, you guys don't know this, but I get texts from Jimmy after the show saying, fuck, man, you have to do better with sticking to the time slots. I'm like, I know I'm doing the best I can. Jimmy. Oh, we got Roofy here. We got Roofy in the comments. I'm that guy every fucking time. I basically got strip searched on my honeymoon. Well, you know, if you guys have seen Roofy, the guy's got one less tooth in his mouth. So I know I would be probably questioning him too. Jimmy, I'd be like, what? That guy's got one less tooth. What's he hiding in there? Because you know people hide shit in their teeth or in the cavities of their teeth. So Roofy, that might just be it. And then, Jimmy, and then they broke out the rubber glove. And on our trip back from Europe, luckily they stayed out of my cavity. You guys are gonna get to spend more time getting to know Matthew Roof. He's joined my team here about a month ago. Awesome human being. Good time. You're gonna love Matty. Roofy's a solid dude. He's all about kindness, uncommon kindness, frankly. And what I love about him is that, and to all my American friends. I think Matty's almost Canadian because he's so fucking kind. So just saying. And on Yeti and found corn. Yeah. There's the Jimmy. Ken's never going to forget his appearance on the show because we talked about the corn coming out of the digestive system. I'm thinking that's exactly what's going to happen. Okay, I'm going to shift a little bit of the sounds. And I promise you guys, I'm going to get some new music over the weekend so we can shift it up. And Jimmy's like, I don't want to go early. Well, actually, neither do I. So I'm going to gonna get to the community corner. And it's going to sound a little like this. All right. We're going to get to the community corner a little bit early this morning, Jim. But maybe we'll come back with a few other topics before we get out of here. That's what we can do. All right, let me ask you, what happens? What happens when we finally forgive ourselves, challenge generational myths, and start showing up even when it's boring? Well, today's stories are about breaking through the noise, finding your voice, and building momentum. It's a time for the Community Corner, where we connect LinkedIn, connect Substack on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. Jimmy, let's get right into it. All right, number one, we're spending some time on Substack right now, guys. Unlocking your creative power. Why self-forgiveness is the secret sauce. You ever feel like you're your own worst critic? I know you guys do. Well, what if the key to unlocking your creative spirit is simply forgiving yourself for not being perfect? Well, Krina Banu shares a raw journey from self-doubt and imposter syndrome to genuine self-acceptance. And after years of blaming circumstances and striving for perfection, the breakthrough came when she stopped fighting herself and started embracing every part of who she is, flaws and all. The big takeaway, when you forgive yourself, you reclaim your energy, you reclaim your creativity, you reclaim your confidence. And once you're whole, you guys, forgiving others and moving forward gets a whole lot easier. So I invite you to ask yourself this. What's one thing you could forgive yourself for today to unlock your next level? Maybe you're not getting to the next level because you haven't forgiven yourself today. Think about it. Go look in the mirror and ask yourself, what one thing you could forgive yourself for today? All right, Jimmy, let's keep it going, brother. Number two, let's keep it going on Substack. Gen Z isn't lazy. Yeah, fuck yeah, they are. Oh, did I just say something controversial? Yeah, they're leading the future of work. You think Gen Z is just glued to their phones? No, motherfuckers, think again. I'm just joking with you guys. I'm just joking with all my Gen Z friends. You guys are built different. What Gen Z is teaching us about the future of work, we meet Jimmy, an 18-year-old who's skipping the traditional college path and building his own career. Multiple jobs, side hustles, and all. The story reveals how Gen Z is redefining success, wanting flexibility, growth, purpose, and real work-life balance. Shh, psst, work-life balance doesn't fucking exist. No. Yeah, they're not waiting for permission. They're out there creating opportunities, learning on the fly, and refusing to settle for outdated rules. The message for all of us old fuckers out there, don't underestimate the next generation. That's true, man. They're not rejecting work. They're rejecting old systems. So if you're old, get out of the way. If you're old, get out of the way. Let's take Generation Z and accelerate them. Let's take Generation Z and empower them. Let's take Generation Z and set them up to succeed, brothers. Let's do it. How do we do it? By showing, not telling. That's how we do it. You hear Andersen talk about it all the time. Our kids watch what we do, not listen to what they say. So if you get up and get after it like Kenneth Lo, well, so are your kids. Is that what's something you've learned from people younger than you? Ask yourself. Ask yourself this, you guys, and then do it. All right, keeping it going on Substack. Gen X, that's me. From toughing it out to healing louder. Did you grow up thinking that toughness meant never asking for help? Yeah, I'm fucking tough. I don't need help. Wow. There's a Substack piece called The Dark Side of Growing Up by Gen X, by Midlife Anti-Crisis. And it pulls back the curtain on a generation raised to be invisible and self-sufficient, often at the cost of our own emotional health. Well, fuck, that's me, nation. Oh, yeah. Thousands of dollars in therapy, thousands of hours and time spent with my therapist to get my shit sorted out. The author shares personal stories of silent struggles, generational trauma, and the slow journey toward healing. Now, guys, Generation X is finally learning to feel, and we're leading it here in the lab. I want to hear you guys feel. I want to hear you guys talk. True story. I want to help you guys rewrite your story. I want to help you save thousands of dollars from therapists. Come share your story in the lab. Powerful reminder that strength you guys were taught with, it's not about suppressing your needs. It's not about suppressing your toughness. It's about facing them and breaking the cycle. So fellow Gen Xers, I'm talking to you. It's not too late to reclaim yourself today. Trust me. And if you know somebody in that journey, invite them to the show. Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends, myself, John Andersen, a couple Gen Xers getting after it every single day. Yeah, true story. All right. What's really in that energy drink? Oh, baby. Ever wonder what pro athletes are actually drinking on the podium? Well, it turns out that some motorcycle racers fill their sponsor branded cans with water. What, Jimmy, what? Yep. This post by Thomas Hal Robson Canoe calls out the gap between branding and what truly fuels performance. If the pros won't drink the stuff they're paid to promote, well, nation, maybe we should think twice too. It's just a reminder that because something's popular or marketable, it doesn't mean it's good for us. So ask yourself this. What is one trendy thing you're dumping because you know better? What is it, guys? What is it, guys? Ask yourself, what is it? Keeping the conversation over on LinkedIn. The unsexy secret to business success. Relentless repetition. You heard the show. You've heard the word on the show before, relentless. You looking for the secret to build business success? I got the answer for you. It's not luck. No, it's not luck at all. It's not luck. It's not genius. Or that one big break. It's fucking showing up. It's showing up every single day, even when it's boring. Asher Hoffman lays it out. Most people fail because they stop showing up. Yeah, we talked about it earlier. You guys that just started your show and left, the winners, they keep going after the 50th, the 100th, the 1000th rejection. Consistency beats genius. Momentum beats motivation. So if you're building something, the cheat code is simple. Ask Kenneth Lo. Keep showing up, period. Don't wait for one day. Don't wait for someday. Don't say I'm not ready yet. Show up. It's not hard. You want to be the man? Or do you think you're the man? Ha. You know the answer to that. Ready or not, you had to overcome your fear and you start your business. Patrick Shea Stamford over on LinkedIn started his business during a move and a hospital stay. And he talked about imperfect timing. His advice, break the leap into steps. Define your freedom figure and act before you feel ready. The perfect time doesn't exist. Ask Ken. There's no perfect time. But if you're still looking for someday, fuck. Yeah, we found it on the calendar. ChatGPT made it. Yeah, true story. So clarity comes after action, not before. That first step you take teaches you more than any plan. So what are you going to do? You're going to keep planning, you're going to start moving. Which story hit home for you today? Which one? And what's one step you'll take today toward that life you want? Whether it's forgiving yourself, showing up again, or finally taking that leap, get after it. Don't overthink it. And hey, nation, hey. If you want your story featured on this show, I invite you to follow us on Substack, follow us on LinkedIn, and tag us in your next post. All right, congratulations, brother. Energy drinks, gave them up about 2 months ago. Fuck, I'm proud of you, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a big thing to do. Lady Drew giving up Dr. Pepper and brownies. Lady Drew, I love it. Lady Drew joining us all the way from North Carolina every single day. One of our OGs as well. That's awesome. Lady Drew, why did you give up the Dr. Pepper and the brownies? What kind of brownies, by the way? Actually, I don't mind brownies. I like brownies with icing. Although, as you guys have learned, I like the icing more than the brownie. All right, there's our community corner segment as we slide into the creator spotlight. Still part of the community corner. We're going to call a couple people out. In the community here while I get my notes in front of me here, looking at all you guys there in the comments. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to first start it. We are going to start this on LinkedIn, Jimmy. And we are going to get into it with, you ever scroll past an ad without even noticing? Ha, of course you guys do. We all do it all the time. Or worse, you see it 3 times and still not remember the brand. Most advertisers are busy trying to be clever. This guy we're celebrating today, busy trying to understand people. He doesn't guess what they want. He studies their behavior. That's what he does. Then he builds ads so memorable, they practically live rent-free in your brain. He creates psychology-based ad strategies that reduce CAC, customer acquisition cost. Jimmy, did I just say CAC on the show? I just did. CAC. Hey, you got the CAC. Yeah, he creates psychology-based ad strategies that reduce CAC and scale brands. I just want to say CAC again, Jimmy. That's all I want to say here. We can just do a clip going CAC, 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 CAC. Yeah. Good time. You like that? The CAC? Yeah. That's how my Jeep sounds some mornings. From full-service creative and media buying to meta ad audits. He helps DTC, direct to consumer founders. Stop wasting money on guesswork and start scaling with science. Speaking of science, did the United States administration just wipe science off the dictionary, off the world? Like, I don't know. Jimmy, does science still exist in the United States? I'm thinking that the Trump administration is like, no, we don't want science anymore. We're just getting rid of science. We don't agree with science. Science can go to Canada. So all your researchers out there, all you motherfucking researchers, go to Canada. Go to a different country. We don't want science in our country. All my friends in America, fuck you. All my friends in America, you know what I'm talking about. I don't care if you're blue or red. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You're like, why are we getting rid of science? Just saying. I'm good time. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Holroyd, you know exactly what I'm talking about as well. So like I said, it doesn't matter how you vote. It just creates the curious question. Vote science. Yes. I know a good time. Exactly. So the creator we're celebrating right now, Jimmy, you're going to cut that part out. Or you're going to leave that in there. The guy we're celebrating right now is Carson Hoffman. Yeah. Jimmy, get him up there. What's going on, Carson? I just had a science rant, brother. So if Jimmy cuts it out, you'll have to go back and get into it. But Carson is the founder of Madvertising. Oh, is that like Mad Men with John Hamm? Behavioral marketing nerd and creator of ads that don't just sell, they stick. So Carson, sorry, I just got a text from Johnny because he still thinks I'm his assistant. So he just sent me a text. Andersen, tune the show in and see what the fuck I'm doing. I'm kind of busy right now, Andersen Nation. Johnny's gone, but he's just texting Keith right now. I'm going to share with you guys what he texted me because we got some fun with him. Carson broke into advertising before finishing college. He went from uncertain summer plans to launching his own agency. Now his mad ads are helping direct-to-consumer brands stop the scroll and start converting. So if your ads aren't getting ignored, your audience isn't the problem. your strategy is. I invite you to follow Carson, learn from him, and start making your ads that people remember. And Carson, here's how it works. And Jimmy, I forgot to invite the other guest that we just celebrated doing the show. I did. I forgot to tell the other one that, who were we celebrating earlier? Whoever it was, dude, you got to come to the show. Carson would love to have you on the show. I'm all over the fucking place right now. Love to have you on the show. We got this creator spotlight, and we're handing it over to you so you can shine on somebody in your world and bring him in. Yeah, good time. Exactly. Johnny thinks the show ends when you leave. It's funny, I was talking to him yesterday. I'm like, yeah, we're adding a third hour. He's like a third hour when I'm not here? I'm like, yes, John, you leave it fucking after the second hour. And he starts laughing. So so Carson Hoffman, brother, we are celebrating you, and we'd love to have you in the lab on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends, so you can bring somebody from your orbit to our orbit, and we can pay it forward. So guys, let's do this collectively. Let's do this as a nation, so we can have some laughter with Johnny. Okay, Jimmy, what's up, brother? I can't remember the name of the guest who helped people establish a business in 90 days, but I would like to connect with him. Could you give him my phone number? Yes, I can, Johnny. I'm your personal assistant, brother. I'm happy to give you his phone number. Oh, man. Andersen, I love him. I love the guy. And I know you guys too. And I think you guys can see the love emerging between the two of us. It's funny because I got people coming to me after the show like, you guys like best friends? I'm like, fuck, man. We just have a chemistry that works. And you throw Marty into the mix and it becomes even better chemistry. So, listen, Marty's been pretty active with life. So I've said this to Marty, and I'm saying it to you guys in front of all you guys. Marty's got a spot here in the lab, right? When he gets this shit sorted out as we keep building this thing, Marty's here as well. So we got him. It's called the team. It's called the team, Jimmy. Okay, well, listen, I think we're going to get out of here a little bit earlier today, Jimmy. Or do we want to throw something on the table that might help somebody up with something today? Let's see here. I got a few things I did not get after. Oh, right, Jimmy. Did I not do Substack, Jimmy? Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't do Substack. Okay. Well, there you go. Who's this guy talking nonstop and just won't fucking do anything about it? Oh, it's that guy named Keith Bilous. Yeah, I'm the host of Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. All right, guys. Well, apparently I got to do this one too, which sounds, well, I'll do this one. You're a busy professional. You got discipline, drive, and goals. All right, we're not talking about Jimmy, I guess. Good time. I don't know who this is then, because Jim. But when it comes to your health, you're either winging it, or you're Googling it, or like Kenneth Lo, you're ChatGPTing it. And let's be honest. Testosterone, labs, energy levels, it all starts sounding like another job. Well, what if you had a doctor who actually got it? Well, apparently Kenneth Lo's doctor didn't get it because Kenneth had to go talk with ChatGPT. Yeah, the guy went on fucking holidays. Hey, you got cancer. I'm going on a trip. That's the Marty look. Hey, Jimmy. Yeah, you got cancer. I'm out of here for a while. What? Yeah. I think Kenneth's like, I think I need a new doctor. Yeah, he discovered ChatGPT and built a whole AI business because of it. But listen, what if you had a doctor who actually got it? Someone who knows the demands of leadership. Jimmy, are we celebrating a doctor on this segment? Because if we are, I think I just been throwing doctors under the bus. Someone who knows the demands of leadership and creates strategies built for the driven, not the average. Not a generic checklist, not a fear-based sales pitch, a real plan backed by science, tailored to you. This creator, oh, it is Jimmy, he's a doctor, is a board-certified urologist. Sorry, doctor, for throwing you under the bus. A certified wellness coach, a trusted expert in hormones, vitality, and men's health. And he's not throwing jargon. No, he's simplifying it, one post at a time. Mornings in the Lab, Business Athlete Nation, I invite you to meet Mr. David Hall, founder of the Fit and Fine newsletter on Substack and leading voice in men's health for high performers. Through his content, he's showing men how to take charge of their health with clarity. From TRT myths, that's testosterone replacement therapy, myths to lab work breakdowns, he's turning medical noise into practical game plans. If you're tired of guessing your way through health decisions and you want straight answers from someone who knows his stuff, Dr. Hall is the creator to follow, because you shouldn't need a PhD or ChatGPT to understand your body. But if it helps, when you have a coach who does. So I invite you to follow and connect with Dr. David Hall. And Dr. David Hall, here's how this works, my brother. Would love to have you on the show. Yeah. True story. Would love to have you here. I got a big light, big spotlight. It's called the Creator the Spotlight with my burping all over it, Jimmy. Dude, what the hell's going on this morning? I just need some water. We got a big Creator Spotlight for you, David. Gonna hand it over to you so you can shine it on somebody in your orbit, and keep paying it forward, just like Kenneth Lo talked about earlier in the lab. All right, Adam, if John wants more time, we could always start earlier. Easy for me to stay in the Eastern time zone. Yes. Hey, Horrid, I've been thinking about it, actually. It's kind of crossed my mind. True story. But it looks like there's a high chance we're adding a third hour to the show. Yeah. Right now, we go 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock Eastern time. Well, it looks like we're going to be going from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock Eastern time, Holroyd. We're leaning into a third hour, leaning more into business, leaning more into helping folks who run businesses succeed. We had a wonderful guest on the show last week. Fuck, the dude's solid, man. Jimmy, we know we're talking with Jonathan Bannister. Guy runs a marketing services agency. Top Serve Digital. Fucking boom, boom, boom. Ideally, myself and Bannister are hosting a third hour with you guys. Just saying, just putting it out there. So the goal here is to get to 4, guys. The goal is to get to a 4-hour show. And Holred, whether it starts at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., the goal there is to do the 3-4-hour show. Yeah, you're right, Fit Presenter. Quillen, 3 hours. We might be going to 4, man. 3 hours. That's gangsta. So much for that incentive to get up early. Well, so here's my frank reality. I would start the show at 6. That would ideally. So if I had it my way, well, I guess if I do have it my way, I'd start the show at 6 Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. However, that means I'm getting up at 2:30 instead of 3:30. So I glasses off for this one. I don't think I'm ready yet for the 2:30 wake up yet. I don't think I am. I'm good with the 3:40 wake up, but the 2:30 wake up seems a little bit early for me. So we're going to stay to the 7 o'clock Central. And then as we add that 4th hour, maybe we'll get to a one before that. Let me share the business with you guys. We're going to get to 4 hours. And then what we do, yeah, exactly good time. 2:30 fucking wake up. I hear you, brother. I hear you. We are, so here's the plan. Roofy, I'm just going to fucking share the plan. I'm just telling the plan, Roofy. I'm just going to put it out there. Lady Drew, I appreciate you. 3 hours. Yes, I agree. So here's the plan, you guys. We got a 2-hour live show with myself and Johnny and Marty. We're looking at adding a 3rd hour with another host. We're going to look to adding a 4th hour with a female host. I really think I'm going to lean into the female side of things, guys. Some dating coaches, relationship coaches. I'm really wanting to, expand our audience in that 4th hour to bring some females into the conversation. That's the goal. And we're going to keep being transparent here. The goal is maybe to encourage some of those relationship coaches, female coaches out there to help our men maybe get to the next stage in life, or just help through a relationship or through divorce or whatever it is. So ideally, we're going to get to a 4th hour coming up. And then after that, you guys, holy fuck, Roofy, I'm going to keep spilling it, brother. Keep spilling it. And then after that, listen, you guys think you're talking to Howard Stern. You're actually watching Ted Turner right in front of you guys. So after 4 hours, what we're going to do, we're going to add 5 shoulder shows. So once the 4-hour mornings in the lab block ends, we're going to have 5 shoulder shows that launch right after Mornings in the Lab, 30-minute segment with an expert. McQuillan, maybe you want one of the spots. So we got 5 spots, which will shoulder right on the end of Mornings in the Lab. All right, so Mornings in the Lab will end at 11 o'clock Eastern time, and then we'll start a brand new segment with a brand new host from 11 o'clock to 11:30. True fucking story. Then we're going to have another host. We're going to add a 2-hour block to after Mornings in the Lab. Why? Well, guys, we're building a business here. We're moving the needle. Our goal, our ambition is to build the biggest morning show for men and women. And start right in front of you guys. We started with an hour, got to 90 minutes, now up to 2 hours. Going to add the 3rd hour. Going to add the 4th hour. 3rd and 4th are going to be sponsored. And then we're going to add the 2 extra hours being sponsored. We're growing the business, guys, right in front of you. And then let me tell you guys all this. This is not, again, it's important for me to repeat this. This is not to line my pockets or Johnny's pockets or even Jimmy's pockets. The goal is to build a meaningful business. We know the money will come. I got no concerns about that. But we got to keep showing up, building the foundation. Roofy's on the business development side here. Help me grow this thing. Appreciate you, Matthew. Appreciate you a lot. So get used to it, guys. Get used to the growth. We got it coming at you. The store is open. And here's what's also happened. I'm just going to get a little more with you guys. Since Matt has joined the team, it's given me more time to put into the show. So I'm hoping you guys are going to continue seeing improvements in the show, the quality of the show, the guests, the content, all of it, while Matt continues to drive the business side of things, right? So a lot of great stuff happening, guys, in the lab. And listen, it could not happen without you guys showing up. Mike McQuillan. Mike, it took me some time to get your name right, but I'm saying it right now, brother. Mike McQuillan joining us on a regular basis. Good time. Adam Holroyd, Lady Drew, Sarcastic Hole, all of you guys. You know, you guys aren't showing up, we're not growing. So I appreciate all of you guys. True story. Okay, well, Jim, we're going to get out of here, pal. Let's see his note. Off script happens when we have a great conversation and needs to go out early. Yeah, it's so true. And I think we're going to, my goal is to keep leaning into the free-for-all Fridays. You guys like free-for-all Fridays? You guys like the idea? Maybe one guest or no guests. And maybe, guys, maybe what we'll do is we'll throw some topics out to Nation, the Business Athlete Nation, Mornings in the Lab Nation, and get feedback from you guys. What do you guys want to talk about? Maybe you woke up today. Oh, actually, Jimmy, I had to fucking talk with Rufy. I got something to talk about on the politics side thing. I know we don't talk politics, but come on. We can't not have some fun with the Trump and Musk situation in the last 24 hours. Dude, a couple fucking children in the schoolyard, just getting after it. Just fucking tweeting at each other and calling each other names and taking their toys and going home. And who cares what color you wear, whether it's red or blue? It actually doesn't fucking matter. If you can't enjoy the theater of that, there's nothing better than that. And you know what I wonder? Good time. You know what I wonder? Jimmy, you know what I wonder? I wonder how much of it is kayfabe. Good time. Do you think it's kayfabe? Yeah, we talked about kayfabe on the show a few months back, the fakery of wrestling. Like, do you wonder if there's kayfabe going on there? Like, I'm wondering if it was that, hey, fuck, we can't pass this bill, so I'm going to say a bunch of bullshit. You're going to say a bunch of bullshit, even though we still like each other. But we're going to play in front of the world that we fucking don't like each other. And then at the end of the day, maybe they get the bill passed that they actually want. So I've got to be honest. It makes me curious whether that whole situation is kayfabe. Yeah, think about it. Think about it. The world's not what we think it is. Apparently, somebody told us we were living in a simulation. Yes, Melissa, bang on. All the world is a stage. You're bang on, Melissa. It's true, you guys. So think about that. Maybe what we see is maybe not what is real. Yeah, good time. I think the same thing. It's funny, man. Because you know what, good time? Think about this, right? So right now, they went from fucking put exactly good time, distraction, bingo, right? And what's the best way to boost up Tesla's business again? Well, maybe for Trump and Musk to have a breakup, right? So that Musk can get some of the folks that are back on his side because of the colors of the blue or the red, right? So I'm with you, good time. I think it's fascinating to me. It's theater. I think it's distraction. It might be kayfabe. It might be a way to pass the bill what they really want, right? So I don't know. It's funny. Yeah, it's yeah, and I see you, Matthew. It was inevitable. Donnie and Elon are showmen, not politicians. Yes. And you know what? That's what politics is today in 2025. You heard Marty yesterday. Attention's a drug. Let's say it again. Attention is a drug. Nothing more to say. Leave it with that. All right, guys, join the channel. Get on the show. Free for all Fridays. That might be the direction we're heading. I know what direction I'm heading. I'm heading over to the restroom. Sure, Jimmy. Yeah. Political theater at its best. I get you, good time. I'm with you, pal. All right, I'm going to press that button. We're going to create that sound effect. It sounds just like that. Guys, what a great week. I appreciate all of you. You guys know where to find us. 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube. Over there on LinkedIn, over there on X, but you guys want to watch on YouTube with us every single day. True story. On Substack as well. Come subscribe to the channel, like the channel. Hey, the morning store is open. And our subscriptions are open on the channel as well. $2, $10, $20. The subscription to Mornings in the Lab. What do you get? we're working on it. You get great stuff from us, and we're going to continue putting great value into the community. So I'm going to take gloss up. Please be patient while we grow this. If you guys want to contribute, very much appreciate that. By you guys showing up, you're contributing, and I appreciate that. Having you guys in the audience, having you guys in the comments, seeing the watch time go up, that's contributing. So please don't misunderstand me that I don't think there's nobody contributing if there's nobody opening up. I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate you, Lady Drew. I appreciate your good time. Have a good one, guys. I appreciate your whole ride. Enjoy your hat. Have a good day, guys. We'll see you on Monday. Ciao. Roofie, we'll talk to you later, brother.